Step 2 for our flower silk hoops. Once you have finished your sketches and you have decided which one you are going to do, we're going to start that final copy. So you're going to take the silk hoop tracer and you're going to trace it right in that center. I'm going to write my name and my class code that day of the week off to the side. Now I'm going to recreate my drawing. Look at the flower as you do it. So open that Chromebook and look at the real picture. Sketch that flower out large. Make sure it fills its space. You have your design fully done in pencil. Double check with me and a shoulder partner, and you will use a Sharpie to go over each and every pencil line. Remember those tips as we do this. Nothing too small and nothing with too many overlapping lines. Now that we have our Sharpie finished, don't worry about those extra pencil lines, but we're going to plan out the colors we're going to use for our dies. If you have time, you can nicely color in, but if there's not enough time, you can just scribble scrabble. But remember to label the colors of the dies you actually want to use. So here I have a list of all the different fabric dyes, and just find a crayon that matches close enough. So I'm doing more yellows for my daffodil, so I'm using that goldenrod and that sun yellow. So I'm going to label which spaces I want which colors. For that background around my flower, I am just going to pick one color to fill that space. And there we have our design. Time for that glue. We're going to be making a silk sandwich. So here is the different orders we need to have those supplies. We have our green tray, we have our paper for our drawing, we have our clear film on top, and then the last thing we add is that hoop. So green tray, artwork, plastic on top, and then our silk hoop goes on top of that. Our plastic won't fit on there perfectly, but we just try our best. Make sure the hoop part is touching the plastic. We don't want to see that hoop as easily later. Now we're ready for our glue bottle. We're going to be given some new glue bottles, but you do want to tap the bottoms, twist the party hats, that orange piece, and make sure all that glue is towards the bottom. It'll make it easier to come out. I'm going to carefully add that glue on top of those black lines. Do not let the nozzle of the glue touch your silk hoop. If the nozzle touches the silk hoop, it can cause a blob or a smear. Notice how I kind of let it smoothly make that line. I'm doing a consistent squeeze the whole time. I do this nice and slowly. We don't want air bubbles. We don't want to go too fast and have too thick of lines or too thin of lines. Careful in areas that you have small details, like I have those little zigzags around the circle part. If you have a part that goes off the page, you're going to want to make sure your line goes off the page. So if it goes all the way to the edge, you have your glue go all the way off and over the edge. That is fine where it goes. Don't worry about it sticking. If you have a spot that gets in the wrong place, don't take your finger and smear, because that place will not be able to get color later. Now we're ready to take our whole thing, green tray and all, to the drying rack to dry.